What we saw from Gunther absolutely demolishing Jimmy Uso was horrifying, disturbing, and psychotic. I love it. Welcome back to another episode. I am D Loves Wrestling, and today we are going to be talking about how Jey Uso vs. Gunther has been rejuvenated. What we saw on Monday Night Raw was a huge step forward for this feud between Jey and Gunther heading into WrestleMania. Let's talk about this event step by step. How did we get to Gunther absolutely destroying Jimmy Uso in the ring while his brother watched? Prior to Jimmy Uso's match against Gunther, Jey warned Jimmy Uso. Jimmy was really confident. He won the showcase to his brother. This is how you gotta be when it comes to WrestleMania. You can beat this guy. This is just another man in the locker room. You can beat him. He's not this unstoppable mythical creature or anything. He's just a normal guy. You can beat him, Jey. As Jimmy was trying to hype up Jey, saying that he's got this match and he's gonna show Jey he can beat Gunther and so can Jey Uso. As Jimmy was about to leave, getting ready for his match against Gunther, Jey pulled Jimmy in and said, be careful. I've never seen Jey act so serious before. Like, he was seriously warning Jimmy, like, dude, Gunther is capable of things you can't even imagine, bro. Like, Gunther can really destroy any superstar in the locker room. Jimmy didn't ignore Jey. He listened. He was like, all right, dude, I got you, but this is still just an ordinary man, dude. Like, I can beat him, and so can you. Now we get to the match, which was a great match. Jimmy put up a great fight, but Gunther was ragdolling his ass. It got so bad to the point that Gunther was literally playing with his food. And the food in this situation was Jimmy Uso. Because Gunther had the match won about 3 or 4 times, and Gunther just wanted to keep the brutality going. Whether that was power bombs, frog splash from the top rope, just anything Gunther could do to let Jey know that I'm going to hurt your brother, and I'm going to hurt you the same way at WrestleMania. I did not know that Jimmy Uso's bedtime was that early, but it was time for Jimmy Uso to go to sleep, as Gunther put him in a sleeper hold, and that was the end of the match. Now, while I was watching the show, I thought, okay, Gunther did a lot of damage to Jimmy during the match. I thought that was going to be enough. He even made Jimmy go to sleep at the end. Gunther stopped the pin on Jimmy 3 or 4 times when he could have easily won the match just to hurt Jimmy even more. There was no way that Gunther was going to go at Jimmy Uso again, right? Well, I was wrong. Gunther once again was going at Jimmy Uso. His actions that he did to Jimmy Uso even after the match was a huge statement towards Jey in the back. Basically saying, Jey, you chose this. And now Gunther is even bringing family involved. Now we know Jey Uso, he doesn't play around when it comes to his bloodline, his family members. So you know what Jey Uso did? Even though Jimmy Uso said that Jey should just stay in the back, Jey couldn't watch the brutality any longer. Jey Uso came running out of the ring, the fastest I've seen Jey Uso run out to the ring, to come to the rescue for Jimmy Uso. How did that work out? Not so good. Jey got a little bit of momentum in the very beginning, even made Gunther rush out backstage. He actually fled from Jey Uso, which was a great sign. It made Jey Uso look really, really powerful. It then went to commercial break, and I thought that was the end of the entire sequence. I thought when we get back from commercial break, it was going to be a whole nother segment, but no. When they got back from commercial break, Jey Uso was helping Jimmy walk backstage, and then Gunther comes and sneak attacks both of them. And you know, Gunther doing his normal thing, whipping out a zip tie and wrapping it around Jey Uso's wrist, and then attaching the zip tie to the ropes so Jey Uso couldn't do anything about Gunther destroying Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso had the watch and he couldn't do anything about it. You know, just the usual Gunther stuff. The punishment that was given to Jimmy Uso, he deserves a major vacation because Gunther was all gas, no brakes. He did not play around when it came to punishing Jimmy Uso. And as sick as this sounds, I think Gunther liked it even more when Jey Uso couldn't do anything about it and he had to watch it all happen. Gunther started to smile and everything, watching Jey get horrified by seeing his brother get absolutely annihilated by Gunther. Gunther was loving it. It was sick. It was disgusting. It was psychotic. It was what we needed for this feud. Gunther finally looking like the mega heel that he is, and Jey Uso looking like the ultimate babyface that he is. Watching his own brother get demolished by Gunther. And Jey was attached to the ropes. He couldn't do anything about it even if he wanted to get involved. Gunther hit Jimmy with the World Heavyweight Championship. Jimmy rolled out of the ring. When Jimmy rose back up and I saw the blood all over Jimmy Uso's face, I was in total shock. Usually you don't really see anything like this in WWE anymore. That's almost like Attitude Era or AEW kind of style. As graphic as it was, Gunther was smearing Jimmy Uso's blood all over his body and then even tasting Jimmy's blood while looking at Jey Uso as Jey Uso is screaming, wanting to go at Gunther, but he literally can't because he's zip tied to a rope. Not only was the visual graphic, but the psyche was even worse. And when I say worse, I mean this in such a good way when it comes to storyline purposes. This gives Jey Uso something to fight for other than just being an underdog chasing a championship. If I'm being honest here, Jey Uso winning this match for Jimmy Uso is more important than Jey winning the singles title. Gunther tasting Jimmy Uso's blood while looking Jey Uso straight in the eyes, that is some devil stuff, dude. That is sick. Some people might not like that the World Heavyweight Championship isn't the focal point anymore, but it still is. The IWC is so toxic. For the next 2 weeks, if they keep up this type of intensity, I don't even think they need to rely on using the World Heavyweight Championship as the main goal for Jey Uso anymore. Dude, Jey Uso just had to witness Jimmy Uso get brutally attacked, and Gunther was loving every second of it, dude. This was perfect. I don't care what anyone says about Jey Uso. If you don't like him, if you don't like the feud, if you don't like that he won the Royal Rumble, genuinely, I don't care. I'm so glad that this storyline has taken a great turn. I'm so interested and I'm invested now. They did a great job of adding shock factor to plenty of feuds on Monday Night Raw. This was one of the few. This was by far the most graphic and one of the most important feuds that really needed that shock factor. Once again, shout out to Jimmy Uso because him being inserted into this storyline could have been the saving grace of this feud. Jimmy sacrificing potentially his WrestleMania 41 appearance by being inserted into this feud, maybe taking time off to add even more value to what Gunther did to him. Jey Uso must win at WrestleMania 41. If this didn't happen, I would say Jey Uso could lose. Obviously, Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship, a singles world title run, that would have been awesome too. But there's got to be more layers to it. I'm not trying to downgrade that type of moment either. In my opinion, I'm more interested into the feuds rather than moments potentially happening. If the story is so well written out for one character specifically in the feud, I'm all in on that one character, whoever it may be. And in this situation, it's Jey Uso who is heavily favored now to win at WrestleMania 41. Because prior, it was just Jey Uso chasing the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, he's the underdog. He was getting tossed around a little bit by Gunther, but nothing that serious. This was serious. This added that shock factor. This added that important spark that Jey Uso needed specifically, and also this feud needed. If you're asking me, Jey Uso is winning at WrestleMania 41, not only for that World Heavyweight Championship, but to get revenge for Jimmy Uso. Let me know what you think about the Monday Night Raw segment where Gunther absolutely demolished Jimmy Uso. I think this is going to be a huge turnaround for all three superstars involved. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.